The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
The content heard on the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show is for informational or educational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical advice or consultation with healthcare professionals.
Hi, this is retired Army Captain Dr. Tommy O'Brien. For 25 years, I devoted my practice and military career to not only medically treating my patients, I have educated and guided them to a healthier lifestyle which improves the quality of their lives. Please contact me by visiting drtommyo.com. That's drtommyo.com. As an osteopathic medical physician, I am able to offer more than one would expect from an MD. I apply hands-on manipulation in concert with medical treatments to not only treat the illness, but the effects as well. Additional services I provide include medical weight loss and medical marijuana. Please contact me by visiting drtommyo.com for an immediate appointment. If you don't have medical insurance, or if your medical deductibles have not been reached or are very high, I offer an easily affordable membership program which allows you unlimited visits for a small monthly premium. Please contact me by visiting drtommyo.com. drtommyo.com, or call 631-980-8200. That's 631-980-8200. And let's put you on the track to a better health and better healthcare at an affordable rate. Welcome to the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show. I am your host, Dr. Thomas O'Brien. The Ask Dr. Tommy O Show can be heard every Wednesday at 4 p.m. on 103.9 LI News Radio. I offer a very affordable concierge practice which allows you access to quality care you really deserve. With no rush office visits, both you and I can discuss your healthcare needs. As your primary care physician, it is important for me to have a baseline knowledge of your health. A history and physical is the starting point of the patient's story. This is the time when our physician-patient relationship begins. The patient will explain their past medical history and mention their medications. I will then perform a thorough physical exam. This is where I look, listen, and feel. I look at the patient while they're speaking to me. I listen to what they're saying, and I feel them both physically and emotionally. This way, when you come to my office not feeling well, knowing your history allows me to properly diagnose and treat your illness. To maintain a clean and safe environment, my office has several ultraviolet C-wave lights to sanitize and kill bacteria and viruses. If you wait, it may be too late. To my military family, I got your six. To my Masonic brothers, the light is bright. Today's topic, health coach. I'd like to introduce Vinny Pers. Vinny is an independent certified health coach. Vinny, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Tommy. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you for coming on and educating our community on the services you provide. So let's talk about how you got started in this business.
Okay, great. So last year, I turned 60 years old. I looked at myself in the mirror and decided it's too late. I'm not going to lose the weight. I may as well just accept where I am. I had aches and pains, and I decided this is where I'm going to be. I belong to a professional group, and my coach was actually a member of the group that I belonged to. And I watched people losing weight, and I watched her coaching them into becoming better and healthier people. Right. And in the beginning, I decided I can do this on my own. I've done it so many times before. The key was I did it so many times, but then I put the weight back on again.
Right. There's also a yo-yo diet.
Absolutely.
And each time you yo-yo up, you have a tendency to gain more weight than where you started before.
And it gets harder to lose as you get older also.
It does, yeah. Your metabolism slows down, but you also get frustrated and you want to give up. It's just, it becomes a futile cycle.
And that's exactly where I was in my process. But then after a few months of watching people stand up and give testimonies about how much better they felt and how they were losing weight, and seeing the smiles on their faces and the energy that they were showing, I decided I'm going to give this a try.
Right. I just want to make an important point here to my listeners. If you're struggling with weight loss, you're not alone. you're not alone. And we're offering you today, we're offering you something. So I need you to listen. A program to help you and guide you to a better and healthier, happier you.
Absolutely. And so I started my journey on the end of August last year. And by January, I lost 45 pounds.
Right.
Not only did I lose the weight, I got rid of the brain fog that I had. I felt better about myself. I had more energy. Sleeping became something that I didn't get more sleep, but I got more quality sleep, right, which was amazing. I'd wake up feeling very refreshed and ready to start my day.
Right. You're probably going into REM and what we call delta wave deep sleep. When you gain a lot of weight, you have a tendency to snore. We know you start snoring when the size of your neck is 17 or greater, and your chin drops.
Absolutely.
And now you don't get the quality sleep because the CO2 starts building up because you don't have that gaseous exchange, oxygen, CO2, and you start snoring, and then you go into sleep apnea and all sorts other medical conditions that are associated with it.
Okay, so actually by October of last year, I started feeling and looking so much better that I decided to start paying it forward, and I became a health coach.
Right.
And one of my very first clients, actually, at this stage of his journey, he is down 150 pounds.
That's phenomenal.
He was considering weight loss surgery, but he decided to try one more thing before he did that. And fortunately for both of us, it helped him. He's a different person than he was when he started his journey. He smiles all the time. He's got his head held high. He's happy. His wife joined the program and she's lost 50 pounds. His son just came back from school and he's on the program and has lost 35 pounds.
Right.
So it's become an effect where I'm helping an entire family with their journey as well.
Exactly.
Which really gives me the ability to be happy with the fact that I made the decision that I did.
Right.
In helping other people achieve their goals.
Yeah, well, it's a a sense of pride. You help yourself, now you're helping the community, not just helping them, but having a healthier community. And, like I said, a family that stays together, plays together, prays together, stays together. And if you're dieting down and the rest of the family eating at the tables, eating what they want, it's very difficult to lose weight. And, you're eating smaller portions and the rest of the family's just pigging out. It's difficult.
It makes it so much easier when the whole family is involved in it. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a behavioral modification, diet modification, but behavior. And we need to address that behavior.
Absolutely. There's a statistic out that says about 70% of Americans are obese or at the very least overweight right now.
Right.
That's a problem in this country. We
Absolutely.
need to fix that problem, and I personally am trying to help that situation, and I'm hoping to find other people that have the same kind of mindset to do exactly the same thing to help others achieve their goals as well.
Absolutely, because you do feel much better, but just psychologically you feel better, and then physically because you're not straining, blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, there's just so many, medical conditions that's associated with weight. So let's just go over the definition of weight. I already had a show on obesity, so let's redefine this. So we have ideal body weight, and ideal body weight's based on your height and frame size. There's a couple of formulas you can use, and you can easily look them up. And we also use BMI as well. And you can download an app and you look at your height and your weight and it'll tell you what your BMI is. And that's another way to calculate what your definition would be. So we have your ideal body weight. And if you were 10% over ideal body weight, you are considered overweight. Okay. Now, if you are 20% over ideal body weight, you are now obese. That's it. 20% over ideal body weight is obesity. If you are 100% over ideal body weight, you are morbid obese. So when people see someone that's very large, they're saying, oh, that person's obese. No, they are morbid obese. Most likely if they're, right around 100% over ideal body weight. So it doesn't take much to become obese. That's only 20% over ideal body weight.
It's funny you should say that because about a year before I started my journey, I was in the hospital and I just happened to see my chart sitting there, and it said that I was morbidly obese.
Right.
And that was a major slap in the face for me. It made me realize that I needed to do something. It took me another year to finally get to the point where I was ready to do it, because like I said, I pretty much gave up on myself.
Right.
But
right.
It was in the back of my mind the entire time. So
right.
I fought at it, and I finally got my mindset where it needed to be.
Well, that's it. You're in the right place, right time. And when you want to make behavioral changes, you have to set a hard date. You know, if you say, "Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. I'll get to it the day after." No, you have to say, starting now, starting today, and then I'm going to make the change. Same thing with someone who smokes cigarettes, because it's an addiction. All right, so I have 30 seconds left, so we're going to wrap out the first half of the show, and then we're going to continue with your story and what you offer the community. Let me help you lead a happier and healthier life. If you wait, it may be too late. To learn more about my practice, go to drtommyo.com. That's drtommyo.com. Or give me a call at 631-980-8200. 631-980-8200. I'm still taking patients. Give us a call. Set an appointment. Welcome back to the Dr. Tommy O Show. I'm your host, Dr. Thomas O'Brien. Today's topic, health coach. I'm here with Vinny Pers, a certified independent health coach. Vinny, welcome back. Part 2.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's continue where we left off. You were talking about your story and how you helped a family, and you talk about your story, how you got started. All right, so let's take it from there.
Okay, so I needed my knee replaced after 7 years of being having an issue with my knee. I blew it out running, and about 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to get back into running, and the only way that I can do that is by having the replacement. I realized at that time I needed to lose weight. That was another reason why I decided to do what I did. I lost, part of the reason why I lost the weight was to get to the point where I was able to have the surgery. I also, at that point, after I lost the weight, decided that if I started strength training, it would help me get to where I needed to be. And I hired a personal trainer to help me get to where I needed to be. I worked on one healthy habit at a time. I lost the weight, and then I started working on my body. And I had my knee surgery done 2 months ago, and I'm already back to walking. I'm going to physical therapy. My therapists are very happy with my progress. They say I'm ahead of the curve. My doctor doesn't even want to see me anymore because I'm doing so well. So right. I'm pretty happy about that.
That's good. That's good.
And
that significant weight loss did help your recovery time. We know that statistically, smokers, patients that are obese and morbidly obese, it takes them longer to heal. Takes a lot longer for them to get back to the norm. Because there is we do have a standard deviation of plus or minus of where post-op where you're going to be. But someone who suffers from morbid obesity, they're going to be a little bit plus maybe 2, deviations from the norm. So by losing that weight did help with your recovery.
Absolutely. Yeah. It definitely did.
All right. So let's get into that optimal weight loss, the 5-to-1 plan. What is that?
Okay. So the 5-in-1 plan, basically what it is we provide you with fuelings that we call them fuelings, which are nutritionally balanced meal replacements that you eat 5 times a day. Those plans are based on very high protein, very low carbohydrate, low glycemic. It's not no carbohydrates. It's not no sugar. It's low sugar, low carbohydrates, which help you get into what we consider a fat burn.
Right.
When you get into that fat burn, you're losing the fat, but you're maintaining the lean muscle. The best part about those is they're all nutritionally balanced. They're comprised of cereals. We have puddings. We have brownies, believe it or not. We have hearty choices like macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes. There are hot beverages, soups, shakes, and you can have any one of those 5 times a day.
Right.
So if I wanted 5 chocolate puddings because I have a sweet tooth that day, I can do that because the nutrition in each one of them is the same.
Right. We need to, based on what you're saying, eating the small, frequent meals. I have a master of nutrition. That's what we said. If you want to burn, we need the flame of metabolism, okay, to burn high, and so we got to constantly stimulate. We did that in the 50s, 60s, and 70s with the bodybuilders. We would have what we call carbo depletion. We don't do that anymore. We still do to some degree, but what the professional bodybuilders did, literally, they went down to zero carbohydrates up until a week before they would compete. So they'd keep their protein high. And so they're going to start burning and they needed the fat for energy. Today, we still carbo deplete, but we don't go down to zero, but we drop it down low. So you just have complex carbohydrates. And you're basically talking about the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can burn.
So basically what we want you to do is we want you to eat every 2 to 3 hours. We want to feed your metabolism so your metabolism stays active.
Right.
And by staying active, it's easier for the fat to be released. Your metabolism is very smart. It knows what you're doing.
Right.
And if you're doing the same thing all the time, like feeding it healthy 6 times a day, every 2 to 3 hours, it's saying, okay, I can release this fat. If a lot of my clients that I have found, one of the biggest things is they eat 1 meal a day, maybe 2 meals a day.
Right.
And they think that that's the way to do things, to starve themselves all day long.
Right.
It doesn't work. Your metabolism slows down when you do that.
Right.
You need that nutrition.
Right. Yeah, you go into I call it the starvation mode, where you start to store. You're not burning anymore. You're storing it. And if you are burning calories, you start burning protein and not the fat.
Exactly.
Because we're looking to get into what we call beta oxidation, where you're breaking down fat to use the fat for energy. And I know a lot of people, they will do the, starvation, where they will not eat for, a few days in a row, and they start losing weight. Yeah, you might be losing weight, but you're not burning fat. You're starting to lose muscle. I call them a skinny fat person. They look good in clothes. When they take their clothes off, they have no tone anymore because they've used their protein as the source of energy.
It's funny because when on the many diets that I've done in the past, when I've lost weight, I get that chicken arm, I get the flab around the stomach, and it doesn't look good.
Right.
With this plan, it looks like you went to the gym even when you didn't go to the gym, because you aren't depleting your muscle. You're only depleting the fat. which is an amazing thing.
Perfect.
Really,
Beautiful. Yep. That's so important. Doing this the proper way. I always say under a physician's care, you get your baseline history and physical, you do routine blood work, make sure everything's within the normal limit, and then start the program or any exercise program. You really should say, especially when you get to a certain age, you really should be medically cleared by a physician. That's why you come to me, and I can medically clear you. All right. So we have about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. So if I was, I'm interested in your program. Okay. How would I contact you?
Okay, the best way to get in touch with me at this point would be using my Facebook, which is Vinny Perz, Vinny, P as in Peter, ERS as in Sam. That's my Facebook, and I have all of my information on there. I have a health evaluation that you can fill out and send to me, and that'll give me some idea of what you're looking for, and then we can set up an appointment where we can chat and we can figure out what plan is going to work for you.
Excellent. So you're still taking clients?
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking to help the world.
There you go. Well, that's important. I'm saying,
absolutely.
When this is your passion, especially you experience this, and so now you're your living testimony.
Absolutely.
There's no one better than that. Say, I experienced it. I know what you're going through. I went through it. Here's the before and after pictures. This was me, and here I am now. Do I look the same? No, I'm half the person that I used to be.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I just want to get back to the 5-in-1 plan if I can.
Yep.
One of the meals that you're going to actually be responsible for is making what we call a lean and green meal per day. You're going to have between 5 and 7 ounces of protein based on the fat content of that protein. And you're going to have 3 servings of healthy vegetables. And we do that for 2 reasons. Number one, you need to have a balance in your diet. But we also want to start teaching you what a proper meal looks like so that when you get to your optimal weight loss, you are familiar with what you're doing and how you're supposed to be doing it. We weigh everything, we measure everything to make sure that we're eating the proper amount of protein and the proper amount of vegetables. And it really sets you up for the path of getting where you need to be.
Excellent. All right. Again, if I wanted your information, how would I contact you?
That's Vinny, Vinny, PERS as in Sam, on Facebook.
Excellent. Well, Vinny, I want to thank you for coming on the show and introducing yourself, your testimonial, what you experienced, and how you can help the community.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tommy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure. I mean, this show is about making a difference in the community, helping the community, and you need a physician. I'm here for you. You have the access. That's what my program is all about. So to learn about Dr. Tommy O, go to drtommyo.com. That's drtommyo.com, or give me a call. That's 631-980-8200, and you learn about my practice and all the services I offer. Also, go to Vinny Purr's Facebook so you can learn about his services.
The content heard on the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show is for informational or educational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical advice or consultation with healthcare professionals.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.